It's my intro, and I'm
Yep.
going to start this podcast with one simple date. 1992 SDS. 1992.
What's that got to do with anything?
1992 apparently is the last time the 49ers went into Minnesota and won.
Green 18. Green 19.
Fournette, the running back. 8 seconds, 7 seconds. Brady to throw. Throws a deep pass downfield. Got Scotty Miller in the open. Makes the catch. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Rodgers fires quickly. End zone is caught for the touchdown by Allen Lazard.
Just drive began back at the 21. Dropping. 3-step drop. Goes on the end zone. Caught ball. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Mike Evans reaches up with one hand.
Rodgers spins to his left. Comes underneath, and the pass is incomplete, out of bounds. Now they say complete. 3rd and 1. Rodgers play action, looks to the end zone. Rainbow Jordy Nelson. He's got it. Touchdown!
To the 11-yard line. There's the snap. Mahomes running to his right. Look out. He may run. Mahomes directly. No, toward the end zone. Battle intercepted. Picked off in the end zone. Bucks are going to beat the Chiefs.
Enough about our
Anyway.
enough about our bullshit with our past lives as
Enough
terrible
about us being
football players.
losers. And welcome to the Battle of the Bay podcast. It is I, Draz, and SDS, and we are here to do more predictions, more news, and more podcast stuff.
For the most part, well, let's see. Let's just get right into it. We don't have much time to work with. So, starting off, last week's pick-ems were a disaster.
For you.
Of course, for me. Hold on.
For
Where the hell's
you.
my journal?
What do you think? 1992. I'm a Packers fan. I gotta give the Vikings props, dude. That is otherworldly level domination.
What?
1992 is the last time
Oh.
the 49ers have gone into Minnesota and won.
All right, let me do some quick things here. You win a, let's see, quick calculations because I didn't do this before because I'm a fucking moron. So you're 22-10, and I'm 19-13.
Hey, we're both not doing too bad.
We
but
aren't. He went 11-5
I cooked
last
last
week. I
week.
went about to say he went 11-5 last week again, and I went 8-8. So
yeah, I was pretty happy with myself.
Of course you were. That week. What was this week? What was it?
I chose your Bucks over the Lions, and you chose against them, and they came through for me. And I chose the Saints over the Cowboys, and I got that
We'll
too.
get to those, okay? We'll get to those, okay? Speaking of which, schedule needs to
You
be
can't
pulled
see
up.
me right now, but I'm grinning like a little child.
Your normal shit-eating grin, like Ace on DVD.
Yes. No, that's more one-sided. Mine's
Excuse me.
more infectious across both sides.
All right, so anyways, schedule's pulled up. We got to get through pick'ems, man.
All right, we got to get through pick'ems and our talks about the previous games, or at least our opinions on each team, generally.
Yeah.
And it starts off with Thursday Night Football, Patriots and Jets.
All right, so neither team has looked as bad as I thought they would have.
The Jets have kind of been exactly where I expected.
The
Patriots
The Patriots are going above my expectations. They were competitive against Seattle, and they won against Cincinnati.
They're actually surprisingly equal to the Jets. This is one of the most difficult pick'ems I've done.
Well,
this year.
To the great disappointment of Joy, I'm going to choose the Jets here. I still think the Patriots are very good. They've hung in there, but I don't think they're going to win.
I gotta run with my Jets too. Well, not my Jets, Aaron Rodgers' Jets, specifically because I'm pro Aaron Rodgers. I do think that the fact that Rodgers brings some veteran experience could be the one thing, like him not turning over the ball.
He's not Zach
Would
Wilson.
be
That's the thing you gotta
yeah.
remember.
He played a very clean game last game, and it's like he's not going to be the reason why you lose a game. But
I think Urinating Tree said it best during his week 1 video. Watch everything but Aaron Rodgers fall apart this year.
Pretty much. I think he is definitely aging, so he's not going to give you a 400-yard passing game. He's in a Nathaniel Hackett offense, so it's very familiar, but maybe not that great. He'll get you checked into the right play, and he's very good game managing wise right now. So I think that ekes it out against the Patriots, but it's very close. Like very close, low scoring. That Patriots defense is elite.
Yeah. Like, say what you want about them last year, you cannot say they lost because of their defense.
Oh yeah. 100%. Which brings us to another defensive juggernaut matchup.
The
Browns versus Giants.
Okay.
I want petition to change the Giants to the Jaints. Just switch the A and the I. Do nothing else.
The Agents.
Yeah. Instead of the Giants, it's the Jaints. Because they ain't good.
Well, I mean, to be fair to the Browns, well, they won last week. I don't know how they won, but they won.
Deshaun Watson played better, but better than dog shit is kind of... I mean, it's not exactly something to write home about, but I'm choosing the Browns simply because... We'll call it the Daniel Jones factor.
Yeah, like, Daniel Jones didn't do that bad that game. He didn't. He looked somewhat competent, but it was against the Commanders, and he always plays good against the Commanders.
The Browns have the best defender on the field, and that is Daniel Jones.
I know. Like, I got to choose the Browns, too, because... I just realized. I heard... That's a fair point, but I'm going to choose the Browns anyways because of that defense. Like, no way around it. Daniel Jones, if he somehow torches the Browns, that'll be the funniest thing of the week.
I'll take that L. Like, I'll happily take that L.
All right. So second Sunday game, we got the Eagles at the Saints. I don't know how to gauge.
This one's tough.
I don't know how to gauge the Saints. Week 1, they played Carolina, who is a terrible football team. Week 2, they played Dallas, who, okay, they weren't completely dominant over the Browns, and then they shat the bed against Derek Carr.
Yeah, but they also... Derek Carr has cooked 2 defenses.
Well, I know.
One of them with elite corners.
Trayvon Diggs, no. He's a pick artist, but he gets burnt a lot. That's his normal game. Like, that's normal.
Yeah, they also got Darren Bland and...
Darren Bland's the same issue. A lot of picks, but he gets burnt.
Yeah.
But if he catches the damn interception, he's going to return it. You know that much.
I don't know how to judge the Eagles as well, because they're like certain parts about their defense are great, but other parts of it is just...
I give props to them trying to fix everything. But week 1, they looked iffy against the Packers at best. And now they completely shot the bed against freaking Kirk Cringe, and that was the game. And don't get me started on what they were thinking at 3rd and 4 with the game on the line to seal it. Don't ask me why they did what they did.
If it was me, I'd be more conservative, but I get the play. Like,
it was 3rd and 4. You run with Saquon. You don't try and force feed him a pass. Or at the very least, if you're going to have Jalen Hurts take the snap and drop back, have it be a draw. He's been very good running the ball.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
Like, what the Eagles did made absolutely no sense to me. The fact that they folded on a 6-play drive in like 20 seconds with no timeouts.
it's a tough pick of who's gonna win this game, though.
Well, I'm going with the Eagles. I do not. I do not know how to gauge the Saints. I don't. They play terrible defenses, and of course, that's going to make everybody look better. But credit to Clint.
This might be my week to struggle.
But credit to Clint Kubiak and at that offensive coordinator position. You know, he's doing very, very good. But how much of that is because they've been playing terrible defenses? How much of it?
I'm gonna roll with the Saints.
2 weeks in a row.
Until they show me otherwise. I'm gonna roll with the Saints. The Eagles have been too shaky for me.
All right.
We'll see if they convincingly beat the Saints. I'll feel a little bit
if they beat
better about the Eagles.
If the Eagles get beat here, I might start taking the Saints seriously. But until they do, no.
All right. Texans Vikings.
Oh,
another interesting game.
Here's what's interesting to me. We got a Sam Darnold redemption arc going on right now in Minnesota. I am completely fine with this.
He's cooking right now, and it's really hard to pick against them.
Again, they just beat the 49ers, who is like one of the top tier teams in the NFL.
By a lot.
Yeah, so...
Well, maybe not a lot, but...
Do I buy the hype and go with Minnesota? Or do I use my head and say, well, maybe C.J. Stroud can... No, I'm going Minnesota here. Fuck them.
So that we have something interesting for the podcast. I'm 50-50 on these. I'm rolling with the Texans.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Are we really about to do Splitville? As Joy would call it, Splitville.
We might do Splitville here. Yeah.
Oh boy, I'm gonna have to write this shit down soon.
One thing that we won't be splits on is the next game, Broncos Buccaneers.
Okay.
No way Bo Nix is cooking the Bucs.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. We went to Detroit. We somehow, some way, stopper Jared Goff in that offense. I won't complain. I just don't know how we did it with us being depleted as we were. Vita Vea left during the second half with a MCL sprain, so he's out for a few weeks. Antoine Winfield Jr. is still going to be out next week, so there's also that.
But the Broncos have averaged 1.5 yards a carry.
That's true. That's true. I'm not trying to make a case for the Broncos. I hate Sean Payton. He was carried by Drew Brees his entire career. The Broncos made the dumbest decision by taking Bo Nix in the first round. He was second round material at best.
Yeah, they could have traded up in the second round and got him if they really being aggressive.
Like, and I understand Las Vegas was right behind him, willing to snag him, but at the same time, you made an assumption that they were going to go for quarterback, made the wrong one, and they went with Gardner Minshew, who beat the Ravens, by the way. We'll get to that later, but that was the funniest game. That was the funniest game of the week. But okay, I gotta be a homer here. I gotta go with the Bucs. I don't see any.
This is an easy Broncos pick.
I will say though.
I'm kidding. It's the Bucs.
I will say though, we are terrible against rookie quarterbacks for whatever reason. Like, there's a stat there. I think we're like, we constantly lose against rookie quarterbacks and backup quarterbacks. It always happens, no matter what we try to do.
This quarterback's been exceptionally bad, though.
He has. Oh God, I got fog in my webcam again.
I'm choosing the Bucs. Broncos, they just are not good.
The ride never ends. We start 3-0 for the first time. Yeah, when was the last?
Your 12-5 prediction is starting to look good.
Yeah, we're going to start 3-0 for the first time in at least a decade. Even when we had Brady, it was 2-1 starts.
Don't jinx the Bucs now. Don't jinx them.
I'm not going to. There's again.
All right.
I don't see any possibility where we get burnt by Bo Nix.
Come back next week if it
Come back next week and watch me watch me be sad as I watch Bo Nix highlights to Cortland Sutton.
All right. Packers Titans.
Oh shit.
This is the.
All right,
I just said the Patriots Jets was the hardest.
Start with the positives. The Titans defense is amazing. The Packers found a way to win without Jordan Love. The problem is, one side has a terrible quarterback. The other side has a mediocre defense. Malik Willis looks like absolute junk. Or not Malik Willis. Why do I...
Will Levis.
Thank you.
Why do I keep
saying Malik Willis? Like, I know Will.
Because he's on the Packers.
Yeah, I know Will is in his name, but it's not Will Levis.
Dude, there's so many fucking storylines with this. Like, we rushed for 200 yards last week. Malik Willis is coming back to the Titans for the first time. I've been picking the Titans to win this game for the longest time. I was like, this is the biggest trap game ever.
No,
and now we don't have our starting quarterback.
The biggest trap game is the Giants coming up. We both know this.
This is actually incredibly tough for me. I'm gonna run with my Packers because I think that we have actually been incredible getting interceptions this year.
I mean, here's the thing. I don't know who I don't trust. I don't know who I trust less, Will Levis or Malik Willis. I don't know who I trust less.
Well, which coach do you trust better? That would be Matt LaFleur.
You're right. I'm tempted to go with Tennessee because of their defense, but I gotta go Packers. I gotta go with the more experienced quarterback here.
Well,
not most experienced, but the demon I know less. I'll go with that.
Yeah.
All right.
It's hard though because I picked the Titans to win this game a lot.
Yeah,
the Packers just showed last week they could win without Jordan Love. They go 2-0 without Jordan Love. I'm gonna start having questions about Jordan Love. Like how much is Jordan Love? How much is it Jordan Love, and how much of it is
the team around him?
Yeah.
All right, Bears Colts.
This is gonna be a toilet bowl.
Oh, Caleb Williams. The amount of people that were telling me I was wrong for assuming you were going to be shit.
Well, to be fair, he has not been complete dog shit. He's shown
how
some
many touchdowns
talent.
has he thrown?
Oh, 0. Like
How many interceptions has he thrown?
Let's not beat around the bush. He's been bad, but he's not been Bryce Young bad. Like, there's not a single redeeming.
He's Bryce Young with flair to him.
Yeah, he's got a couple throws in there where it's like, oh, like you can. He's making a couple throws a game where it's like, man, this is why he was drafted number 1 overall. But then, I mean, he's sitting behind such a bad offensive line.
It's funny. It's funny because the Bears 2 weeks ago were like, "Oh, this is the best situation any rookie quarterback has in the NFL." 2 weeks later, they're saying, "Well, Caleb Williams isn't doing any good. We got to give him some more help." Well, what the fuck?
Oh, I don't think we expected the Bears' offensive line to not change at all. We expected them to get better, and if anything, they've been the same or worse. They allowed 7 sacks this week.
Just about.
Which is just unacceptable. The Colts have a decent defense too. Which is why I'm rolling with the Colts. I'm gonna go with Colts. I do not trust Richardson's been better. He had a bad game, but that first game.
The thing with Richardson is that he does not care. He is a gunslinger. Whether that was good or not remains to be seen, but either way.
Him and Will Levis are very similar.
Yeah, no,
I'm going with the
Colts. I'm going to go with the Colts. I trust them more than I do the Bears.
Yeah. I trust the Bears defense, though. Bears defense has been exceptional.
Yeah. All right.
Oh,
Chargers,
here's a good one. Dude, there's a bunch of good games this week.
All right, so the Chargers did something I did not expect. They're 2-0, and J.K. Dobbins is having a renaissance so far.
Yeah, and for that reason, I'm picking them to go 3-0.
Ooh. Well, I mean, here's the thing. You got one of the best. Well, you got one of the better running games of the NFL going on right now, going against a defense that has Cameron Hayward, T.J. Watt, and Donta Highsmith. Or I'm pretty sure I
most
buggered
of
up his
those are
first name,
pass
but
rushing.
Highsmith is there. But yes,
Cam Hayward's good run blocking, or run defending, but those two guys on the edge, they can make plays in the run game, but they're not known for run blocking. If the Chargers can run the ball effectively, they can effectively negate the pass rush and run play action effectively.
But this also means that you're going to have. About to say, if they win, this means that Justin
Fields.
Who's
starting for the Steelers at quarterback?
Justin Fields is starting again. He's going to go 3-0. Watch him go 3-0 somehow by throwing just like one touchdown, and that was it, and doing nothing else.
Yeah. Oh, another funny stat is until the Bears got a pass interference call in that game against the Texans, they had only run 4 plays in the red zone. They had only gotten there for like one drive in 2 games, and they got a PI that got them their first touchdown.
Yeah, we'll get to bullshit PIs later on, but I'm gonna go with this. Not this. I'm gonna go with the Chargers here, and Harbaugh I trust.
Okay, that wasn't a very convincing Chargers. I rolled Chargers early.
Well, I was debating it because it was like either I risk having Justin Fields stands saying, "Oh look, he's 3-0," despite doing literally nothing. But I got more. I'm a believer in what Harbaugh's doing. I am. He's done it before.
Joe Alt is looking good.
A perfect
looking like
pick.
a good pick.
A perfect pick. All right, Dolphins
Seahawks.
Well, Tua is on his 5th concussion. That means Skylar.
I would not want to be a Dolphins fan right now.
Skylar Thompson is starting, going against a Mike McDaniel's defense in Seattle. Now, to be completely fair, Seattle struggled against the Patriots.
You said Mike McDaniel's. That's the coach of the Dolphins, right?
Mike McDonald. There we go.
Yeah, Mike McDonald.
But to be fair to Seattle, they had to go into overtime to beat the Patriots, and their defense did not look fantastic. Was it just an off? Was it just an off day for him, or was that just signs of things to come?
The Seahawks 2-0.
They're 2-0.
I'm going to go Seahawks. I gotta trust that Skylar Thompson's gonna choke the game away. There will be plays made, but I gotta trust that Thompson is not a starting quarterback for a reason. And until he shows me he can do what Darnold's doing, which I don't think he can do what Sam Darnold is doing, or the Dolphins trade for someone like Mac Jones. Because in an ideal world, they trade for someone like Mac Jones and do okay.
Well,
but until they do that, I don't see it. I'm choosing Seahawks.
Begrudgingly, I'm going to choose the Seahawks. I don't think, for the same reasons, I don't think Skylar Thompson's it, but it's going to be a lot closer than people will like to admit. It's going to be a lot closer.
Yeah.
Meaning that the Seahawks start 3-0.
That was not in my bingo cards this year.
No, it wasn't. I had them going 9. I had them going 8-9.
Panthers Raiders, baby.
Okay.
So my friend who's a Panthers and a Raiders fan.
Well, go ahead with your story if you have a story.
My friend who's a Panthers and a Raiders fan was like, I swear to God, if Andy Dalton walks in and beats the Raiders, because he's like the only thing he has to hang his hat on is that the Raiders aren't complete doo-doo aids. He's like, I swear to God, if the Panthers walk in and win with Andy Dalton against the Raiders, I am going to quit on football this year.
All right, well, here's hold on. He has a point. I want you to listen to the list of quarterbacks I name. Russell Wilson, Geno Smith, Baker Mayfield. What do they all have in common?
Did Geno Smith go to Carolina?
No. Neither did Russ, you idiot, but they're all veteran QBs who were in weird points of the career, and they were coached under Dave Canales. I'm taking my shot here, and he's going to do the same thing with Andy Dalton, and they're going to win.
Really?
I'm telling you, I have a feeling that most of the problems with this offense mainly comes from Bryce Young. The one time he didn't start, it was Andy Dalton, and they win and almost beat the team they were facing that week. I don't remember which, but I think it was week 3. Let me check. Okay. So the game that Andy Dalton came in, he went for 300. He went 34 or 58 for 361 yards and 2 touchdowns against the Seahawks last year. And that was like the best offensive performance that they had until they went and played Vanilla Joe Barry's defense in Green Bay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take my shot here. I think the Carolina Panthers with Andy Dalton walk in and he pulls off some magic. If I end up being wrong, so be it. That just means there's less competition in the division. But I'm just saying, I wouldn't be surprised if Andy Dalton walks in and pulls something off.
Well, the NFC South is actually, it's shaping up to be one of the best divisions this year.
Well, serious Saints status pending.
Yeah. I'm going to choose the Raiders. We're going to go split skis on this because I'm going to just say Max Crosby versus
Max Crosby versus Ikem Ekwonu.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, don't be surprised if Andy Dalton pulls something off.
No, I wouldn't be surprised if he balls out. I will say. All right, 49ers, Rams, 49ers.
49ers.
We don't have to talk.
We don't have to talk about this. When you get
Lions, Cardinals. Let's go.
When you get your ass handed to you by the Cardinals, there's a problem. Like, I saw it coming from a mile away. I just didn't think it was going to be that bad.
Yeah, they're really hurt right now on offense. It's not going to be good.
Cooper Kupp's out.
They looked so promising in week 1.
Yeah, I think Cooper Kupp's going to be out for a few weeks. I think he's on IR now, actually.
Puka Nakua's on IR.
Puka Nakua's on IR. Cooper Kupp's on IR. I think Matthew Stafford got hurt at some point. It's a mess.
The offensive line has 3 or 4 people that have been injured or out.
Yeah, but
it's awful.
Yeah, again, we don't have to spend
They just
much
need
time
to
on
cut
that.
everyone.
The 49ers
Rams.
just got to show up and not do what they did against the Vikings and go from there.
Yeah, Lions, Cardinals.
Lions win this. I'm pleased that the Cardinals pulled off the magic they did yesterday or last week. But at the same time, I think it was just a product of just the Rams being absolutely hurt on every side of the ball. The Lions are going to be angry after losing to Tampa Bay last week. They're going to be out for blood.
They're going to be angry, but the Cardinals are going to win.
Ooh,
that's my guess.
Spicy take.
The biggest reason that defense has not been bad, it's not been their cornerback play for the most part or their safety play. It's been because of their defensive line pressure and who is the best at avoiding a sack. That would be Kyler Murray.
I will say, though, last week the Lions had Aiden Hutchinson himself had 4.5 sacks. He's a one-man wrecking crew.
But they had a goddamn tight end on him for one play that he got a sack on, where he went one-on-one with a tight end alone.
No, Justin School is not a tight end. I'm sorry to say.
Well, he's playing the tight end position.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I miss Luke Gadecki.
But yeah, the Lions are not. They're not there yet. I think they're still my Super Bowl pick, but I'm gonna have them starting 1 and 2.
I will say though, I have the picture of Baker Mayfield letting this Rodriguez guy slide away as he's running for a touchdown. There's underlying things to that. Rodriguez went to OSU. Baker Mayfield went to Oklahoma. So you literally had a bedlam moment right there in the NFL. And I'm fine with that. It shows how things should have been last year. Fucking cheating clowns. All right, moving on.
Schizophrenia moment from SDS.
All right, Ravens Cowboys. Oh boy, what do you do with this game?
Unbelievable chokers versus
A terrible
unbelievable
defense.
underachievers.
Just, how do you gauge this?
I don't know how you gauge it because the Ravens are supposed to be good, but they've given up more 10-point leads than anyone since 2022. 7 to be exact. I think 7 or 8.
Are the Falcons transferring their curse to another bird team?
It may be. And the Cowboys are blowing people out in one week and getting blown out in the other week.
Here's the thing. I don't trust Ravens receivers to cook. I don't trust them to cook. I trust them to run, but I don't trust them to cook. So
the Cowboys have historically been bad against run-heavy offenses.
I know, and that's why I'm going to go with the Ravens here. King Henry reigns supreme this day.
I got to go with the Ravens too.
All right then.
I gotta go with the Ravens. Do not pass at all, Ravens. Just run it. Just run it. Just run the RPO every goddamn play, please.
All right, Chiefs Falcons. If the Falcons if they're the team that beats the Chiefs, I will give up football for the rest of the year.
No, you won't.
I won't, but why? If they're the team that beats them, why?
I gotta go with the Chiefs.
I am too.
For obvious reasons.
I cannot, in good conscience, choose the Falcons. Even
but
if they are playing at home,
better.
Still, Kirk Cousins in primetime. What happened? What happened on Sunday? That was an outlier.
They also, they found a guy that can get the ball to Kyle Pitts in the end zone, which is nice.
I thought it was
and Bijan Robinson is absolutely insane.
I thought it was Drake London that got the touchdowns, but okay.
At the game-winning touchdown, I think. But I think another one was Kyle Pitts.
I think it was Drake London, but anyways, I trust Kansas City to completely shit on the Falcons.
Yeah, I think the Falcons have a lot more to work out. I think they'll be better down the stretch, but
they will be 0-2 right now if the Eagles use their brains on their last possession. Not the ones after the Falcons score, but the one before that.
Yes, I will say this though. Kirk Cousins may have exercised the Falcons' demons.
I hope to God
their
not.
Offense, but may have exercised their demons about choking because that was kind of a clinic he put on at the end.
Well, yeah, at the end. Congratulations. Where was that the entire game?
Well, a lot of times one drive can change a lot because the thing is they've been running pistol a lot. They've been trying to do things that I don't think Kirk Cousins is very good at. And that final drive, they were just like, all right, let's throw Kirk out there. Let him call the plays. Let him cook. Maybe not call the plays, but just do very Kirk Cousins.
And hurry up, he is calling the play. So
yeah. So it's like let him cook and do what he wants. And he did what he wants and he balled out. And so it's like, well, maybe you run the offense that you should run and center it around Kirk Cousins and his strengths,
they still primarily did it out of shotgun. So apparently the pistol just didn't work for him last week. This week it kind of worked, but it could have been way more effective.
Yeah. All in all though, I'd say the Falcons, it'll take them a couple more weeks. It'll take them. I'd say they'll start winning more games past.
I just hope it comes. But I hope it comes after we play them in a couple of weeks.
But yeah, NFC South, it looks like it's going to be pretty contested there. Like there's going to be one team that doesn't contend. But.
Could we have a return of the NFC least? That's my question. That'll be hilarious.
I don't know. But I could see a world where eventually there's 3 NFC South teams in the playoffs.
Oh, God. That'll be hell. All right, Jags at Bills. The Jaguars have looked pretty bad.
They have looked pedestrian.
And the Bills just completely killed the Dolphins, quite literally. And also we had a nightmare scenario almost unfolded. We had two of the most fragile body parts of any player connect on that field. DeMar Hamlin's chest and Tua Tagovailoa's head.
We almost had a.
And the fact that DeMar got up after that was kind of surprising, and Tua was still down.
I got to roll with the Bills.
I got to do it too.
Fuck you, Jaguars. I was so confident in you guys this year, improving it.
So was I. You guys were supposed to win the AFC South. You are nowhere near that right now.
They might be top 5 pick bad if they.
Well, I won't say top 5 pick, but definitely like maybe top 15. They're going to be mediocre.
Yeah, well, I'm saying that their basement I thought was so top 15, like 7 and 9, something like that.
They might be hitting that basement.
But their basement might be a little bit further down than I expected.
Yeah. And that was our first Monday night game. We got a doubleheader this week, actually. Commanders at Bengals.
Why is this a Monday night primetime game?
I don't know, but I'm going with the Bengals here. As much as I want to throw my hat behind Jaden Daniels, he's not ready yet. It's going to take him at least until like mid-season to fully get things going.
Yeah,
But I also got to remember, it's still within the first 4 weeks of the season.
Yeah, but the Bengals actually moved the ball in week 2 against the Chiefs.
Don't remind me. They could have. If they didn't have that PI call, they win.
Yeah, the Bengals proved that they can at least run with a good team, and the Commanders have not done that yet. So, just being able to run near the Chiefs and lose to the Chiefs in a way where it's close.
They ran pretty good against the Bucks. So that's take it for what you want. Also, the fact that Joey Sly channeled his inner Kurt Boswell. Or Chris Boswell.
Yeah, I got to go with the Bengals, dude.
Yeah,
Commanders are just bad right now. They're just bad. Their kicking game's great. Yeah, they've got a franchise kicker.
Yeah,
1 for 4.
7 for 7, actually.
Dang.
They did not score a single touchdown that game. They channeled the Steelers.
Wow, are we really? Is that it? We're done?
We're done, and that was
we threw them quick. We're getting better at this.
That was 40 minutes, roughly.
Yeah, we're getting better at this, man.
But I got
News
nothing.
time, baby.
Yeah, I got nothing else to talk about as far as football is concerned. So let's just jump right into the news. Okay. Well, I got to get the sting in eventually. So, first things first. Panthers benched Bryce Young and are going to start Andy Dalton versus the Raiders. We touched upon this whenever we went through our pick-ems, but
24 hours after they said that he was their starter.
I just want to say,
by the way,
I said this in week 1. I'll pull up the clip. That if they had any shot of winning, they were going to have to bench Bryce. And, well, they're benching Bryce. It finally happened.
Benching, the thing is it's big. Like, I didn't expect him to do this. But once again, I think the head coach, he said that Bryce Young's their quarterback. And then 24 hours later, he was benched. I think the owner was what benched Bryce Young.
I think that's in the. I think that's in this thing. Let me check. Canales said he made the change after reviewing film of Sunday's 26-3 loss to the Los Angeles Chargers, in which Young posted a career-low 6.4 QBR. Canales did not specify whether owner David Tepper had a say in the decision, but noted General Manager Dan Morgan and Executive Vice President Brant Tillis were part of the decision. Ultimately, though, this was my decision, Canales said.
Yeah. I don't know if it was entirely him.
Well, he said
the thing is
he did say in the same press conference that it was that he'll keep that information private, so he might have had a say in it. But
ultimately,
anyways, if Andy Dalton ends up tearing it up against Vegas, I think that Bryce Young was the problem.
Regardless, they by benching him, they have admitted publicly to the world that they busted on the number 1 overall pick.
Which is not surprising.
No. The Panthers are, when you open the dictionary and look at poverty and look at poverty franchise as a definition, you open the book and you see the Carolina Panthers logo. No definition, no words.
Just disappointment.
I am very, very glad as a North Carolina resident to have hated them when I was a young kid for them having Tar Heel blue colors. I was so against UNC that I decided to not be a Panthers fan, and that saved me from a life of misery. Let me tell you, folks.
It saved you from a life of misery, but as soon as I saw my team's logo, I was like, oh, yeah, without knowing what I was signing up for.
Yeah, you're in a pretty good situation.
We're good now, but still. All right, next news story. Oh, that is not it. Source: Chiefs' Isaiah Pacheco is expected to miss 6 to 8 weeks with a fibula injury. Now, do they still have Clyde Edwards-Helaire on the roster?
I think so.
Check.
Blah, 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 blah. Doing... They... It says that he's on Kansas City.
All right, then we'll go with that. So, with this injury, and this is from ESPN.
And they have Pirine. They have Samaje Pirine, I think.
Right,
too.
Samaje Pirine. I like him. But Pacheco underwent X-rays on Sunday night and will have an MRI on Monday to determine whether the fracture and or ligament damage to his right ankle. Sources told ESPN. He left the stadium on crutches in his right foot and a walking boot. The Chiefs are bringing Kareem Hunt, their former running back, to Kansas City for a Tuesday visit. So I don't think they got any confidence in their backup running back. So they're bringing in Hunt, which I think Hunt was on the Browns last year.
Yeah, he wasn't great last year, but he wasn't rostered for part of the year. So he basically, it's like he was injured. He wasn't planned for there, and he was good the previous year, so they were like, oh, let's just bring him back. And it was kind of weird. We'll see how he does. I think he's got some juice left, but we'll see.
I'll say, I do not
Ryan will be good as well.
I do not want the Falcons to be the team to beat them. No. I refuse that reality. All right, moving on from NFL.
I will say this: Patrick Mahomes has not looked like himself this year. He had a very mediocre game this last game. So.
All right. Well, moving on from NFL to college news. New AP poll is out. And guess who?
Please tell me Florida State's in the top 25. Please tell me Florida State's in the top.
No.
Dude, it's got to be.
Well, here's
No.
No. The top 25 poll.
How dare they?
It's broken. But Texas first, Georgia second. They struggled against Kentucky, so that's understandable. Ohio State's still here, fucking propaganda wing. Alabama is fourth, Ole Miss is 5, normal stuff. Here we go. Number 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oklahoma and Oklahoma State are in 14 and 15 respectively. Why?
Kansas State's at 13. I'm pretty happy they're getting respected.
Let's see. LSU, Notre Dame is still ranked.
They beat Tulsa 45-10 and Tulane 34-19. So until the problem is there's a bunch of teams like Notre Dame. Notre Dame looked like they got back to form.
Yeah, by beating Purdue. Purdue.
Yeah, but they at least.
Also, I just can't do this. Like Michigan at 18. Like, I'm sorry. I love Michigan. I love everything about Michigan. But you guys were on the cusp of almost losing to Arkansas State. And they just benched their quarterback for somebody else, which we'll get to in a moment.
But yeah, so it's like they've got some stuff. It's I feel like it's not that they have a whole bunch of faith, because you don't have as much faith in Oklahoma State or the Oklahoma Sooners, right?
I don't have much faith. Our offense looks terrible.
But it's more that people like LSU, Notre Dame, all of them have lost a game, and the ones there's a bunch of people. There's a bunch of people like the Iowa State, Louisville. They didn't play a game. There's not a lot of people, I guess, that could take those spots, if that makes sense.
Well, let's see.
At least as far as I can see, that they have ranked.
Well, going back down the list, Clemson is still ranked. I don't know how. Nebraska is ranked. That's surprising. Northern Illinois is ranked, as they should be. This took me by surprise. Illinois is ranked. They're 24th. I did not see that. And then number 25, Texas A&M. So,
I will give them. I will give them at least a break this week, because there's been some crazy shit happening in college. Mainly the fact that Florida State's a poverty franchise. Stuff like that.
I'm fine with this. Like, the team.
I'm fine with it too.
Team
it's fucking hilarious.
The college team that forced my team to have Jameis Winston, I want them to die.
Hey,
I want them to disappear.
He's eating W's now. He's eating W's.
No, he was eating a lot more too. That's why he got suspended for a few games. All right.
He's a better person than Deshaun Watson.
Hey.
No, I love that.
That's not really saying much.
Conversation. I love the conversation.
That is not saying much. Okay, they're both
trending.
They're both piece of shit human beings.
Have you seen the trend the trending stuff about Deshaun Watson? There was a podcast that's really popular that they're like, I think we're gonna have a conversation. Have to have a conversation about whether Deshaun Watson is a better football player or a better human being. And so now it's gone viral. And so where I'm seeing everybody's like,
that's horrible.
Deshaun Watson's a better person than he is a football player.
That's horrible.
It's awful, but it's hilarious.
All right, moving on. Boise State among 4 schools that were going to join the Pac-12 next year, or 2026-2027 season. Not next year. So Pac-12 is hopefully going to get a little bit of a boost. They're going to add Boise State, Colorado State, San Diego State, and Fresno State starting in 2026. They're still
I don't know anything about these.
They're still about 6. They're still about 6 teams away from maintaining the Pac-12 name, but so far they're going to be the Pac-6. If you don't know, Draz, 10 teams left the Pac-12 last year because of realignment.
I did not know that.
But they were down to Washington State and Oregon State.
You fucked.
They added 4 teams, so now they're going to be the Pac-6, and they're going to be looking for other schools so they can at least maintain the conference.
You guys can have App State.
App State's on the East Coast.
Yeah, they can still have them.
Some people still care about geography.
You can still have them.
All right.
We'll give them to you for free.
All right, so last piece of news before we head to a couple of games that I want to talk about. Michigan is going to start Alex Orji versus USC.
I do not want to have a guy named Alex Orji at the bottom of a scrum. Let me tell you that.
No, like, I understand. We all understand the joke. When I first saw him like in a design play last year, I was like, what was his name? Like, I had a double take. I was like, what?
It sucks because I'm sure that's not the first time he's heard that.
Definitely not the first time he's heard that. But I think it's a good thing. He is a mobile quarterback. And in college, a mobile quarterback is going to be a little bit more successful than a passing one if they got the right scheme around them. Michigan is first and foremost a running team. And their pocket passer quarterback, who I will not name because he's been terrible, he's been terrible. I don't have to say any more about that. So,
I don't really have much respect for Michigan after they got caught cheating.
This again.
Last year.
We did not need to cheat. We did not cheat. That's just Ohio State saying, "Oh, we lost them 4 in a row. We need an excuse." Ah.
Did they catch them like dead to rights filming people?
No. Connor Stallions was an assistant that went to a Central Michigan game in a disguise. That doesn't mean that the other members of the staff had anything to do with it.
Michigan has received official notice of allegations from the NCAA.
Yeah, we know all this.
For sign stealing.
Sign stealing, a.k.a. we're good and people don't like us. Boo-hoo.
Tell that to the Astros.
Well, the Astros deserved it. What they did was blatant. Like, completely blatant. What Michigan's doing, it was one dude. One dude and the other members of the staff were not even in on it.
That's what they say.
And that's what it was.
Tom Brady destroyed his phone for no reason. He deleted those texts for no reason.
Oh, shit. Don't say the joke. Don't say the joke. Hillary Clinton destroyed all her shit. I should have stopped myself. But, all right.
9/11 was done by people overseas.
All right, too far. I might actually have to cut that out.
No, it's good. It's good. It's good.
All right. Anyways, that is the last bit of news. But before we completely wrap this up, let us go to a couple of games, shall we? All right. Tulane versus OU. The only reason why it looks as good as it did was because we had a pick. Well, we had a pick 6 at like 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Before that, Jackson Arnold ran for a touchdown. I will say, Jackson Arnold, he's great at running, it looks like, but he's a terrible passer. He's terrible at passing, at least from what we've seen so far.
I mean, he had 3 more yards than Darian Mensah from Tulane.
Don't get me started. We're going to get our asses smacked by Tennessee. I already feel it. And College Game Day is coming down to Norman for the game. So this is going to be a nationally televised embarrassment. It is not going to be a fun game.
By the way, who the fuck thought it was a good idea to name Tulane the Green Waves in Louisiana? In New Orleans.
Well, this was before Katrina. This was before Katrina, okay?
I was about to say, thought that was a good idea.
The school was founded in the 60s, okay? That was way before Katrina. So before you start trying to say another fucked up joke.
I didn't say anything. I just said Green Wave. You brought up Katrina. I was just saying it.
I knew where your brain was going.
How do you have no evidence? You brought it there. Your fucked up brain went
we
there.
all know you immediately were thinking that. Anyways, and last game here before we go into certified SDS predictions. The Blue Devils of Duke beat UConn by 5 points.
We're going to the Super Bowl.
You're going to a bowl. I don't know about a Super Bowl.
Well, the real test will be UNC versus Duke because both teams are undefeated.
I mean, Malik Murphy looked great. I will say that he looked good. 267 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. You know, it could be a lot worse. Could be a tiny bit better, but I think you've hit his ceiling. Also, Star Thomas had 122 rushing yards, so Aggies, oh Aggies, even though you transferred out.
Well, Duke plays Florida State in a couple weeks. October 18th.
Trust me. We'll get there. But as a send-off, we will do certified SDS 4800 predictions.
Before you do that, can I just put up something again? Duke once again for the 3rd week put up 26 points exactly.
Oh God! If you guys go through the entire season scoring 28 points.
we're gonna average 26 points a game the whole season.
That's gonna be hilarious. We'll come back to that. Well, we'll come back to that in the future. All right, but now with that out of the way, it's time for certified SDS college predictions. I don't care whether I'm right or wrong. If I end up being right, fantastic. If I end up being wrong, I can just say I was bullshitting. So, with that being said, let's go. Let's see here. Nebraska is going to beat Illinois. I think that'll be obvious. NC State will upset Clemson. Let's see here. Let's see, what else is a good game to do? Let's see. Aha!
Come on.
St. Francis.
Marshall will beat Ohio State.
St. Francis will beat Eastern Michigan, leveling them their second FBS win in the MAC. Michigan will beat USC on the back of Alex Orgy. Giggle, giggle, ha, ha, ha. Ooh, this is interesting. Miami at Notre Dame. Ohio, not you. Nah, I won't do that one. Georgia Tech will go into Louisville and beat them. Central Connecticut will upset UMass. Utah will beat Oklahoma State. Duke is going to lose to Middle Tennessee State while scoring 26 points.
I was about to say, you better not fucking say they're not going to score 26 points.
Vanderbilt's going to go to Missouri and almost beat them, maybe by like a field goal. They lose. Miami is going to go to South Florida and win by 1 point. California is going to beat Florida State. New Mexico State's going to beat Sam Houston. I don't have a whole lot of confidence in Oklahoma, but I am going to say they make it close against Tennessee. UL Monroe, on the passing capabilities of General Booty, will upset number 21 Texas, or number 1 Texas.
What?
And lastly, Northern Iowa is going to go to Hawaii and get blown out by 50 points. And that is it for my stuff. I heard you say what? What did you question?
Texas is going to lose to Elliott Monroe?
UL Monroe, yes. Definitely going to happen. Definitely.
Yeah, okay. I see.
But with that being said, guys, that is the end of this week's podcast.
You actually kept it under an hour.
Shocking, but it also helps that I have something to do, and this was in the middle of my day, so.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that again.
Sponsorship from Clash of Clans, even though we don't actually have a
I don't even play Clash of Clans, so you're off to a bad start.
Neither do I.
Well, it's your outro, so do it, weenie.
Thank you for everybody who watched this amazing podcast episode. If you liked, leave a like. Share our picks. See if we're right or wrong. And that's pretty much it. SDS, have anything else to add?
Hit the like button, subscribe if you want to, click the bell to get notifications when I upload. Draz's Twitch will be in the description as per usual. And that is pretty much all there is to say. Will see you guys next week for episode 8 of Battle for the Bay podcast. And until then, you guys have a nice week.
Bye-bye.